unto thee Aaron thy brother and his sons with him from among the children of Israel, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office, even Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, Aaron's sons. Thou shalt make holy garments for Aaron thy brother, for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt speak unto all that are wise hearted, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, and an ephod, and a robe, and a broidered coat, a mitre, and a girdle. They shall make holy garments for Aaron thy brother and his sons, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. Verse 5. And they shall take gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, and they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue, and of purple, of scarlet, and fine twined linen with cunning work. And it shall have the two shoulder pieces thereof joined at the two edges thereof, and so shall it be joined together. And the curious girdle of the ephod which is upon it shall be the same according to the work thereof, even of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. Verse 9. And thou shalt take 2 onyx stones, grave on them the names of the children of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and 6 of their names on one stone, and the other 6 names of the rest on the other stone, according to their birth. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engraving of a signet, shalt thou engrave the 2 stones with the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to be set in ouches of gold. And thou shalt put the 2 stones upon the shoulders of the ephod for stones of memorial unto the children of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord upon his 2 shoulders for a memorial. And thou shalt make ouches of gold. Verse 14. And 2 chains of pure gold at the ends of wreathen work shalt thou make them, and fasten the wreathen chains of the ouches. And thou shalt make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work. After the work of the ephod shalt thou make it: of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and fine twined linen shalt thou make it. 4 square shall be being doubled. A span shall be the length thereof, and a span shall be the breadth thereof. And thou shalt set in it settings of stone, even the 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be of sardius and topaz, and carbuncle shall be the first row. And the second row shall be emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row of ligure, and agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row a beryl, and an onyx, and a jasper. They shall set in gold in their enclosings. And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12, according to their names, like the engravings of a signet, every one with his name, shall they be according to the 12 tribes. Verse 22. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate chains at the ends of the wreathen work of pure gold. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, and shalt put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And thou shalt put the 2 wreathen chains of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. And the other 2 ends of the wreathen chains shalt thou fasten in the 2 ouches, and put them in the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. And thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate, and the border thereof, which is in the side of the ephod inward. And the 2 other rings of gold shalt thou make, and thou shalt put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath toward the 4-point thereof, over against the other coupling thereof, above the curious girdle of the ephod. Verse 28. And they shall bind the breastplate by the rings thereof unto the rings of the ephod with the lace of blue, that it may be above the curious girdle of the ephod, and that the breastplate be not loose from the ephod. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel in the blessed breastplate of the judgment upon his heart, when he goeth into the holy place, for a memorial before the Lord continually. And thou shalt put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be upon Aaron's heart when he goeth in before the Lord. And Aaron shall bear judgment upon the children of Israel upon his heart before the Lord continually. Verse 31. And thou shalt make the robe of the ephod all of blue, and there shall be an hole in the top of it, in the midst thereof it shall have a binding of woven work round about the whole of it, as it were a hole of a habergeon, that is not, that it be not rent. And beneath upon them of it shall that make pomegranates of blue and of purple and of scarlet round about the hem thereof, and bells of the gold between them round about, and a golden bell and a pomegranate, and a golden bell and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe about. Verse 35. And verse 35, and it shall be upon Aaron to minister, and his sound shall be heard when he goeth into the holy place before the Lord, and when he cometh out, that he die not. And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold, and grave upon it like the engravings of the signet, holiness to the Lord. And thou shalt put upon it a blue lace, that it may be upon the mitre, upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead, and the and Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things, with the children of Israel shall hallow in their holy gifts, and it shall be always upon his forehead, that he may be accepted before the Lord. And thou shalt embroider the cord of the fine linen, and thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make the girdle of needlework. And for Aaron's son shalt thou make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles, and bonnets shalt thou make for them for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with them, and shall anoint them and consecrate them and sanctify them, that may minister unto me in the priest's office. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness from the loins even to the thighs. They shall reach, and they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons when they come into the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die. It shall be a statute forever unto him and to his seed after him. Exodus chapter 29. And Exodus 29, and this is the thing that thou shalt do unto them to hallow them to minister unto me in the priest's office. Take one bullock and 2 rams without blemish, and unleavened bread and cakes of unleavened tempered with oil, and wafers unleavened anointed with oil of wheaten flour shalt thou make them. And thou shalt put them into one basket, and bring them in the basket with the bullock and the 2 rams. And Aaron and his sons thou shalt bring unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall wash them with water. And thou shalt take the garments and put upon Aaron the coat and the robe of the ephod and the breastplate, and gird him with the curious girdle of the ephod. Verse 6. And thou shalt put the mitre upon his head, and put the holy crown upon the mitre. Then shalt thou take the anointing oil and pour it upon his head and anoint him. And thou shalt bring his sons and put coats upon them. And thou shalt gird them with girdles, Aaron and his sons, and put the bonnets on them. And the priest's office shall be theirs for a perpetual statute. And thou shalt consecrate Aaron and his sons. And thou shalt cause a bullock to be brought before the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the bullock. And thou shalt kill the bullock before the Lord by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And thou shalt take the blood of the bullock and put it upon the horns of the altar with thy finger, and pour all the blood beside the bottom of the altar. And thou shalt take all the fat that covered the inwards, and the caul that is above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, and burn them upon the altar. But the flesh of the bullock and his skin and his dung shalt thou burn with fire without the camp. It is a sin offering. Thou shalt also take 1 ram, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the ram, and thou shalt slay the ram. And thou shalt take his blood and sprinkle it round about the upon the altar. And thou shalt cut the ram in pieces, and wash the inwards of him and his legs, and put them into pieces and unto his head. Verse 18. And thou shalt burn the whole ram upon the altar. It is a burnt offering unto the Lord. It is a sweet savor, an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And thou shalt take of the other rams, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the ram. Then shalt thou kill the ram, and take his blood, and put it upon the tip of the right ear of Aaron, and upon the tip of the right ear of his sons, and upon the thumb of their right hand, and upon the great toe of their right foot, and sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about. And thou shalt take of the blood that is upon the altar, and of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it upon Aaron and his garments and his sons, upon the garments of the sons with him, and he shall be hallowed, and his garments and his sons and his garments with him. And thou shalt take of the ram of the fat and the rump, and the fat covereth the inwards, and the caul upon the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, and the right shoulder for the ram, for it is a ram of consecration. And 1 loaf of bread, and 1 cake of oil bread, and 1 wafer out of the basket of unleavened bread that is before the Lord. And thou shalt put it all in the hands of Aaron and in the hands of his sons, and shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And thou shalt receive them from their hands, and burn them upon the altar for a burnt offering, for a sweet savor before the Lord. It is an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And thou shalt take of the breast of the ram of Aaron's consecration, and wave it for a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be thy part. And thou shalt, verse 27, and thou shalt sanctify the breast of the wave offering, and the shoulder of the heave offering, which is waved, which is heaved up, of the ram of the consecration, even of that which is for Aaron, and that which is for his sons. And it shall be for Aaron and his sons by a statute forever from the children of Israel, for it is a heave offering, and it shall be a heave offering from the children of Israel of the sacrifice of their peace offerings, even their heave offering unto the Lord. And the holy garments of Aaron shall be his sons after him, to be anointed therein, and to be consecrated in them. Verse 30. And that son that is priest in his stead shall put them on 7 days when he cometh into the tabernacle of the congregation to minister in the holy place. And thou shalt take the ram of the consecration and seethe his flesh in the holy place. And Aaron and his son shall eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they shall eat those things wherewith in the atonement was made to consecrate and to sanctify them. But a stranger shall not eat thereof, because they are holy. And if all of the flesh of the consecrations of the bread remain unto the morning, then thou shalt burn the remainder with fire, and it shall be eaten, because it is holy. Verse 35. And thou shalt do unto Aaron and to his sons according to all things which I have commanded thee. 7 days shalt thou consecrate them. And thou shalt offer every day a bullock for a sin offering for atonement. And thou shalt cleanse the altar when thou hast made an atonement for it, and shalt anoint it to sanctify it. 7 days shalt thou make an atonement for the altar and sanctify it, and it shall be an altar most holy. Whatsoever toucheth the altar shall be holy. Now this is that which thou shalt offer upon the altar: 2 lambs of the first year, day by day, continually. Verse 39. The one lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, the other lamb shalt thou offer at even. And with the one lamb a tenth deal of flour mingled with the fourth part of an hin of beaten oil, and the fourth part of a hin of wine for a drink offering. And the other lamb shalt thou offer at even, and thou shalt do thereto according to the meat offering of the morning, and according to the drink offering thereof for a sweet savor, an offering made by fire unto the Lord. This shall be continual burnt offering throughout your generations at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord, wherewith I will meet you to speak there unto you. And there I will meet with the children of Israel, and the tabernacle shall be sanctified by my glory. And I will sanctify the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar. I will sanctify also both Aaron and his sons to minister to me in the priest's office. And I will dwell among the children of Israel and will be their God. And they shall know that I am the Lord their God, that brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, that I might dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. Exodus chapter 30, verse 1. And thou shalt make an altar to burn incense upon. Of shittim wood shalt thou make it. A cubit shall be the length thereof, and a cubit shall be the breadth thereof. 80 shall it be, and 2 cubits shall be the height thereof. The horns thereof shall be of the same. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, the top thereof, and the side thereof round about, and the horns thereof. And thou shalt make it unto it a crown of gold round about. And the 2 golden rings shalt thou make to it under the crown of it, by the 2 corners thereof. Upon the sides of it shalt thou make it, and they shall be for places for the staves to bear it withal. And thou shalt make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And thou shalt put it before the veil that is by the ark of the testimony, before the mercy seat that is over the testimony, where I will meet with thee. Verse 7. And Aaron shall burn therein sweet incense every morning. When he dresses the lamps, he shall burn incense upon it. And when Aaron lighteth the lamps at even, he shall burn incense upon it, a perpetual incense before the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall offer no strange incense thereon, nor burnt offering, nor sacrifice, nor meat offering, neither shall ye pour drink the offering thereon. And Aaron, verse 10, and Aaron shall make an atonement upon the horns of it once in a year with the blood of the sin offering of the atonements. Once in a year shall they make atonement upon it through your generations. It is most holy unto the Lord. Verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, when thou takest the sum of the children of Israel after their number, then thou shalt give every man a ransom for his soul unto the Lord. When thou numberest them, there shall be no plague among them when thou numberest them. Verse 13. This shall they give everyone that passeth among them that are numbered, half a shekel after the shekel of the sanctuary. A shekel is 20 gerahs. A half shekel shall be the offering of the Lord. Everyone that passes among them that are numbered from 20 years old and above shall give an offering unto the Lord. The rich shall not give more, and the poor shall not give less than half a shekel when they give an offering unto the Lord to make an atonement for your souls. Verse 16. And thou shalt take the atonement money of the children of Israel, and shall appoint it for the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, that it may be a memorial unto the children of Israel before the Lord, to make an atonement for your souls. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 18, thou shalt also make a laver of brass, and his foot also of brass, to wash withal. And thou shalt put it between the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar, and thou shalt put water therein. For Aaron and his sons shall wash their hands and their feet thereat. When they go into the tabernacle of the congregation, they shall wash with water, that they die not. Or when they come near to the altar to minister, to burn offering made by fire unto the Lord, so shall they wash their hands and their feet, that they die not. And it shall be a statute forever to them, even to him and to his seed throughout their generations. Verse 22. Moreover, The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take also unto thee principal spices of pure myrrh, 500 shekels, and sweet cinnamon, half so much, even 250 shekels, and of sweet calamus, 250 shekels, and of cassia 500 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, and of oil, an olive, and of oil, olive, and hemp. And thou shalt make it an holy oil of holy ointment, an ointment compound after the art of apothecary, that be an anointing apothecary. It shall be an holy anointing oil. And thou shalt anoint the tabernacle of the congregation therewith, and the ark of the testimony, and the table and all his vessels, and the candlestick and his vessels, and the altar of incense, and the altar of burnt offering with all his vessels, and the laver and his foot. And thou shalt sanctify him, that they may be most holy. Whatsoever toucheth them shall be holy. Verse 30. And thou shalt anoint Aaron and his sons, and consecrate them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, this shall be an holy anointing oil unto me throughout your generations. Upon man's flesh it shall not be poured, neither shall ye make any other like it after the composition of it. It is holy, it shall be holy unto you. Whosoever compoundeth any like it, or whosoever putteth any of it upon a stranger, shall be cut off from his people. And the Lord said unto Moses, take unto these sweet spices, stacte and acnia and galbanum, these sweet spices, pure frankincense of each shall be like weight. Verse 35. And thou shalt make it perfume, a confection after the art of apothecary, tempered together, pure and holy. And thou shalt beat some of it very small, and put of it thereof before the testimony of the tabernacle of the congregation, where I will meet with thee. It shall be unto you most holy. And as for the perfume which thou shalt make, ye shall not make to yourselves according to the composition thereof. It shall be whole, it shall be unto thee holy for the Lord. Whosoever shall make like unto that to smell thereto shall even be cut off from his people.